Glynn Walter.
This is a public communication services collect call from
Stephen Avery.
an inmate at the Calumet County Jail. The use of three-way or call waiting will disconnect the call. This call will be monitored and recorded. To accept this call, dial 5 now.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Steve. I'm going to put you on speaker. Walt and I are sitting here talking about this, and we figure we ought to get you on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just a sec.
Yes?
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen, it's Walt.
Oh, hi.
How you doing?
All right.
We just wanted to bring you current on where things stood with the civil case.
Yeah.
As you know, we've been making proposals to these guys, and they've come back to us with numbers that are not at all what we expected them to be. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're not at all what we wanted them to be. They're probably right about where we expected them to be, because it's always in their interest to come out with a low ball at the beginning. But since Walt's had the conversations with these folks, why don't I let him tell you what's up? And if you can't hear, just holler, okay, and we'll just pick up this phone instead of talking on the speaker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Stephen, there have been two lawyers on the defense side of the case who've been involved in these discussions. Claude Cavelli, who represents the district attorney, Vogel, and Ray Paulin, who represents Kusoric and Manitowoc County. And they've been speaking for all of the defense lawyers, which means all the lawyers that you saw in the room when we were taking depositions on the defense side. And they've made a proposal to pay $120,000 to settle the case. And I don't think it's their final proposal, but it's the one that they're making right now. And they have declined to tell me what the source of the funds is going to be, whether it's going to be Manitowoc County, whether it's going to be some combination of insurance companies who are paying the lawyers' bills right now. They won't tell me what the source of the funds may be. I told them that I needed to talk with Steve Glynn and with you about this, and that we would be getting back to them soon. And Steve Glynn and I have been discussing it, and let me tell you what my thought is about it. If you were to settle this case for $120,000, in my opinion, after you paid the costs in your civil suit and you paid Steve Glynn and I in accordance with our contract with you, the amount of money that you would have left would not enable you to hire private attorneys who would be, in my opinion, good enough to represent you in this kind of case, and who would be able to purchase the services of expert witnesses that are so necessary to your defense. And at the same time, your possession of those funds might create an issue concerning your eligibility for continued legal services by the state public defender. So it's kind of the worst of all possible worlds to settle the case at this level. We made, as I think we told you when we visited with you, we made a $500,000 demand of them. And we told them the reason for that was in order to provide you with the resources that you would need for private counsel and for expert witnesses in the criminal defense of your current case. So my recommendation and Steve's recommendation to you at this point would be to say to them, no, $120,000 is not enough, and we'll lower our demand from $500,000 to $450,000, but we want you to know that that's the level at which we want this case to settle. And if it's not going to settle at this level, then it's not going to settle. So that's my thought. Do you have any questions?
No,
Pardon me?
that sounds pretty good, I guess.
Well, is it okay with you if we go back to them and reject the $120,000 and make a demand for $450,000?
Yeah, we could try it.
Okay.
Now, Steve, you know, I think you're aware of this, but I should just state it. There is the possibility, and I think have they expressly raised this, Walt, in their conversation with you, that if they don't hear something back, they're going to think that.
Yeah, they want to hear from us, and soon.
So that's why we're calling you, because frankly, we just as soon get in touch with them like on Monday.
Yeah.
And tell them what's going on, and if they say, I'm sorry, there's just no chance that we're coming up anywhere near those numbers, then we want your authority to say, well, then there's no chance that this thing is getting settled because it's not in our client's interest to accept the offer along those numbers that you're talking about now.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
I mean, and you follow what we're saying here, Steve? I mean, it'd be a different matter if after all the accounting of...
This call is from the Calumet County Jail. This call may be monitored or recorded.
It'd be an entirely different matter if after all this were done, you had sufficient funds to handle the defense of your criminal case. But this current offer just simply doesn't give you that chance.
No, not at all.
Okay, well, as long as the recording busted in and reminded me of this, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you that we need to keep this in confidence. You know, you're talking to your lawyers here, and as a consequence of your being locked up, this is the only phone system you can use. So, you know, these guys may try to say that this is not a confidential communication. I'm telling you it is. And it's very important that this not get out to the public, that there are talks going on to see about settling the civil case. Just because if it does, I think it'll be hell to pay in terms of trying to settle the case. So to the extent that you need to talk to anybody about it, let that anybody be us. Or if you're going to talk to like your mom or somebody, I mean, please make them understand that this has to be kept very, very confidential. Okay? Anything new in the criminal case that you want to talk about?
I don't know what you think about that tape.
Well, I've looked at the tapes, and Walt and I have been talking about that all morning. There are just lots of interesting things in that preliminary hearing.
Yeah, I know that.
And you know, there is room for somebody to you know, to make some defense arguments. I mean, as I told you when we talked about this before, I still can't get over the stupidity of whoever was running that show to allow Manitowoc cops into your place. That just didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, when they came in, they found stuff.
Yeah, right. And the question is, how did it get there, right?
Yeah, they put it there.
Yeah, and that's the point. Anyway, you've got an appearance, what, in about 10 days or so?
Yeah, the 17th.
Yeah.
9 a.m.
Yeah, and that's just the entry of a not guilty plea and getting some dates set, I assume.
Yeah, and bail.
Yeah. Have there been any discussions with the prosecutors in this case about bail? I mean, is there any chance that you guys could agree on a number?
Well, not that I know of.
Yeah.
Are your lawyers planning on filing a motion to reduce bail?
Yeah, reduce bail or for property bond.
And have you had, you know, sometime back, you and I had a discussion about conversations between you and your parents about your father putting up the business as some kind of security? Has there been any further discussion about that?
Not that I heard.
Okay.
I had some conversations with your mom about that, Steve, when she called one day, and I just asked if there was any chance of of something being done along those lines, and she said she really didn't think so. Which I would imagine is, well, I don't know. I mean, I assume that the property that you're talking about putting up is going to be the salvage yard, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, are they willing to do that?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. If the judge will do it.
Yeah, sure. Has there been an appraisal of that?
No, they're going to do that this week.
Okay. And has there been any luck in the fundraising that Tom was trying to get going?
No, not much.
Yeah, that's what usually happens on those things. I never think they're a very good idea. Because you don't ordinarily make much money out of them, and then people say, you see, he doesn't have any support at all. That's why his legal defense fund didn't make any money. And that's wrong. I mean, just don't know what they should do. Anyway.
Yeah, but they don't put that much on TV anyway.
No.
But none of that.
No. And that's good.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess we'll talk to these guys on Monday. And I assume, once again, it'll take a while for them to talk to their clients and talk to the other lawyers and get back to us.
Yeah.
But
otherwise, what do you think chances are going to trial on that?
Well,
they don't want to
we got a lot of stuff to do before we get to trial.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I don't even want to get into on this telephone.
Yeah.
In terms of what may be happening with the case. But yeah, we're many months away from that.
Yeah.
We still got to finish up the discovery in the case.
Yeah.
And there are other considerations also.
One of our concerns, well, no, I'm not going to say. I don't want to. This is Walt, Stephen, and I don't want to talk to you about the strategies in the civil case on this line.
Yeah.
Got any other questions we can try to answer?
Not that I know of.
All right. Okay. We'll talk to you as soon as we know something more.
Okay.
Okay, man.
All right. Thanks, then.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, hey. Yeah, no. I'll talk to you later about other stuff.
Oh.
I just don't want to talk on the phone.
This call is from the Calumet County Jail. This call may be monitored or recorded.
Are you guys going to be there the 17th?
I won't. I don't think so, because there's really not much that's going to happen.
No.
All right, Steve.
All right, then. Nothing else. I'll talk to you later, then.
Okay.
Okay, then.
So long.
Okay, bye-bye.